Yeah, pretty much.
Let's
Kidding
go,
aside,
brother. Game
what you
kedua.
get from this composition with the
Selangor
last big
Giants
Ruby is a lot of
versus
control in team fights,
FUT
a lot of
Esports.
not only crowd
Kita
control
lihat
but
saja,
overall
Bang ya.
threat whenever there is it is off cooldown whenever there is a battle spell, there's a flicker, for example.
Tim
There's always
Coach
a lot
Arcadia
of ways for you
versus
to approach
Coach
the fights,
Tejet.
and SRG have rounded
Match
up
point
this
buat
composition
SRG,
so
bro.
well. Cram is one of those players as well that can actually play the Ruby so well. They're very masterful with it. So there's a lot of positive things about this Ruby last pick, and I really like how they closed this one out.
Yeah. Cram knows he's going to be taking punches, literally. So he ends up getting 2 leather jerkins. Or no, I thought I saw 2 leather jerkins. He's going to go for those tougher boots to go ahead and deal with this. Again, XC with the damage. But one thing is for sure is just the fact that you have this much crowd control at your disposal if you're SRG can be a big problem. I mean, even if you take a couple shots like this, once Cram, depending on the build path that he goes on, you're not really, even if you can do some damage, Ruby's just gonna go ahead and heal that back up, right? This is the main thing. So you have to start to look at, okay, where is the XP laner is able to go ahead and bring that value to these team fights or the first objective. And if played properly, yes, Bushido dishes out a ton of damage, so hopefully your Hayabusa can capitalize on it, eventually your Brody. But it's getting through these team fights, it's weaving through these team fights and the crowd control that can be thrown at them.
Yeah, that's already one of the things that they really have to think about now. For FUT Esports, it's all about their lineup a little bit in a way that is positive, because it's impossible that they don't have a good way to approach team fights, and I think it's a fatal link, as well as the Hayabusa that can be a problem for the Melissa later on. The Brody is a good lane matchup up against the Melissa, so I think there's a lot of ingredients that FUT Esports have shown us that they can actually fight against SRG. It's just difficult in the early stages.
Well, this is really dangerous, actually. They don't have a revitalize for this, but XC actually goes down. Turtle will be secured, though, by FUT Esports. But that's 2 kills going to SRG. I'd expect them to not really have that freeway to just go get kills off of that, but they trade it for the objective.
Yeah, they did. And
Yums.
Jauh banget, bro.
Okay.
Nyantol, guys, ya.
Whoa,
the distance.
Oh my goodness, I didn't think that you can actually get to that point, but yeah, he maxed out the distance and he was rewarded for it.
Gitu, guys.
Oh, Cram's in trouble too. Nice terrify. Kazue getting 2 kills, man. Okay, I mean, you were talking about their lineup, Wolf. Well, now they're showcasing the lineup. It's still even across the gold, but that's going to be some extra gold up top going in the hands of FUT Esports. I did not know he'd be able to shadow kill like that, you know, even with the Avatar of the Guardian. I guess he hit it at the right time.
Yeah, it's just the timing. It's just all about that timing. But yeah, sometimes you really forget how much the Hayabusa's range could be, especially because we have not seen the Hayabusa for quite a long time now. Especially played properly like this, Kazue is already what, 2-0. And already a good start for FUT Esports.
Okay. Right now, essentially equal across the board. This will set a really fun take on the second turtle, though, once it's up. I'm not sure if they're actually going to be anyone that goes down beforehand, just because, again, these, especially the ultimate now that it's available for blocks. There's the pull. That's the I'm offended. There's the fatal links, too, to follow through. He's trying to survive. There's just way too much there for SRG. And so they've got the Atlas taken care of. This should be a turtle for them to take, but Blotzfett should be back up in time if somehow FUT Esports delay this, or they just go ahead and decide to wait. Psyche is holding on to the I'm offended, but Yum's holding that push. Whoa, a decisive flicker forward. Cram's still gonna be alive. They couldn't get off that shadow kill that they were looking for, so it's going to be a disengage in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Turtle's going to be worked on by FUT Esports, so off of that, Psyche makes it happen, so they get the second turtle.
This is cool because we saw how SRG have adjusted. They want to go for kill for FUT Esports. Get Kazue another one. That's kill spree for the Hayabusa, which is really good overall for FUT Esports. But yeah, SRG are moving just like how they moved in the previous game, where in the moment that they try to group up, they are getting kills. FUT Esports, however, adjusting accordingly as well. They are now activating their Brody by going to the Brody's lane and getting a push.
Yeah, and he's already at the Blade of Pepsi's, I believe. So this is the power spike time for FUT Esports, at least early on. You know, we were saying that SRG's lineup is really well-rounded, and it was what I was leaning toward. But the way that they're kind of dealing with FUT Esports is aggression is not helping right now. They've kind of got to go ahead and build up for Innocent. Kazuya has done a great job. It's going to be RX that actually picks up the Sky Piercer here on the Brody. So he's going to be looking to go ahead and get those stacks built up here. Yums picks up the Antique Cuirass. First item locked in defensively. Needs that to go ahead and deal with so much physical damage being thrown at them.
It's onto the middle. This SRG, 5 of their members gonna be pushing there. They do have the Kimi too, which is a big threat. They not only have such a good start, but now they're trying to take control of the map.
Fatal Links gonna be used. Cram though goes in with crowd control.
Gila aksinya tuh Mang Bro.
I'm offended, and they're locked down in the mid, and now they're in trouble with the traction pulse. RX, he's got the deadly magics on him, and Uni will pick up a kill. SRG brings themselves back into it. They want to go for this tier 1. The third turtle's going to be up here in a couple seconds, so they'll grab a turret and make their way to the turtle.
Yeah, they have imported kills out there. Good punish. That was a weird flicker that we saw. But they were successful afterwards. They get a kill. And they have pushed a turret in the middle too. And this also means that SRG will now get so much control of the river with just 2,000 gold lead, but they do take out the turret in the middle, and they've also poised to push into the bottom lane too. So there's a lot of manage that they're getting from these movements. It's 5-man movements, in fact.
Little traction pulse thrown out just to push constantly off this tier 2 turret. Zoning out with the muddles too, and Krem just standing there. So they're going to trade it out. RX will be able to go ahead and grab that tier 1 up top, but it's going to be responded by Uni. The rest of the team, SRG, I don't think they get the shield here. I'd be really surprised. Okay, the minions actually make their way through, so they pop the shield. There's the I'm offended. They're going to even lock down Psyche. And now SRG could be on the run. Fatal Link's going to be used. They're tracked in here on side of the jungle. Shadow Kill already used as well. XE won't be able to escape the muddles, man. Innocent able to find one, and that's going to be a ticking deadly magic to take out Blotsfet.
Buset,
the AOG hitting onto the backlines. Good pick up from RX to get out with the flicker as well as the stun, but this means that SRG gonna be chunking down the turret in the bottom lane. They were successful with it. Didn't even need the Lord, as they have taken the turret into the bottom lane, an inhibitor without getting into the 8-minute mark.
3/9 menit 8 guys ya, jauh banget guys.
Turret down. They also popped the shield in the mid. I mean, it's not like they have this crazy lead across the board, except, you know, I mean, it's Yums, right? He's got a 1.6k ahead of Blotsfet, but that's not even it. It's just the way that they're utilizing their crowd control. This is what we were talking about in the draft. And yes, there was a moment there for FUT Esports to have some of that upper hand because of the way they were playing. But as you just saw, once those items are kind of in place, even if it's just 1 or 2 items, SRG's lineup just works
Lord yang pertama bro ya.
Forcing fights, you know, crowd controlling the right targets, locking down, and this is why they're going to easily take this Lord here, because FUT Esports doesn't have an answer just yet. So they do go just take the buff, Kazuya takes the purple, but now they got to deal with this Lord push.
Ke bawahnya terlalu ngeri sih.
They're going to try to make a play here.
Blotsfet onto the back
Blotsfet.
they're too far.
Tanya recall malah ini ya. Aduh. Apa gak bahaya tuh? Buset. Jebret. Yalah, ikhlasin bang, ikhlasin bang. Salah itu guys, salah itu.
On the Atlas, concealed use by Yums. They're going to be chasing him down here, going for this Causeway there. He needs to clear this wave. It is a chunky wave on that top side, and now the mid turret's going to be worked on. Lord hasn't even made it to the base yet. They're forcing it back.
Ngeri lah itu.
Here as the mid turret falls. SRG sees a
10 menit end bro, serius ini.
Looking to end it here. Krem still has the I'm offended, and Flicker is back up now. XC has to go heal back up, taking the deadly magic. This Lord, they got to deal with this. They want to go ahead and lock on the
Fokus
crystal.
MK.
They're forced to fight anyway.
Cram.
Looking for a fatal link setup if they
Where's
can.
Cram?
There's the pull. Cram could be in trouble.
Ya,
Gets
mati
knocked
dia.
in the air though, and Cram is gone. Now SRG
Fokus
look to take
MK.
down
Low blood
Bloodfett
fetch.
as they get him out. The base a couple
Jebret.
hits away. They can
Aduh,
just
kelar
lock it
guys.
in, and SRG
GG guys,
will
10
do
menit
just
doang
that
anjir.
to send FUT
Apa ini,
Esports
Bujang?
home in a sweep.
One-sided
Nice try ya
again
buat timnya Coach
from
Stajet, bro.
SRG.